Hey guys, okay, so today this video is all just going to be me having a massive huge rant because I've been meaning to rant about this for a very long time, but I've never found the time. And the topic of discussion that I'd like to rant about is bus etiquette. Now I know what you're thinking, Reese, you're thinking a bit too deeply about this, why are you talking about this, it's not really that big of an issue. But no, let me stop you right there. I know from experience, I travel on a public bus minimum of 4 times every single day, not including Saturdays and Sundays. But that doesn't really count. But 5 days out of 7, I have to travel on a public bus at least 4 times, and maybe 5 times on Thursdays. So as you can imagine, there are a few things that really bug me. First little moan I want to have is about old people. Not the concept of old people in general, I'm okay with that, I don't really mind old people. It's just when they get on the bus with their massive trolley thingies, I mean, what? How can they push them around everywhere? Have you ever tried lifting one? I've tried lifting one on for a bus for a little old lady once. It weighed as much as I did. Yes, I understand they probably can't carry all their bags on their back like I do with a school rucksack or in carrier bags, but whatever. But they carry those things like it's a handbag. They've got their makeup in there, the shopping, they've got everything in there, even the kitchen sink. And now jumping to the complete opposite side of the spectrum, from old people to small people. Not necessarily small little people, but children, even children just younger than me. There are many small, twitty, annoying, small children, school children, that really do not know what public bus means. Take from my experience, I have to get on 2 school buses minimum every single day except the weekends. I experience a lot of child annoyance stuff. It really gets on my nerves. There's food fights, paper aeroplanes, spit aeroplanes. The list is endless, and those are just some of the things that really get on my nerves. Next one, which I'm pretty sure that anybody who has ever been on a bus before, or at least travels on a bus regularly, can probably appreciate. When you're sat on the bus, just all by your lonesome, you're often on the bus all on your own, and then someone else gets on the bus, they come and sit right next to you. Right next to you. The entire bus, 20-something seats, and they come and sit right next to you, or right in front of you, or right behind you. They might even have a chat. Sure, their conversation with me might give them a more light-hearted start to the day, but I really want my personal space, thank you very much. It gets to the point that if they come and sit down next to me, I'll either move away or nudge up as far close to the window as I possibly can, because I feel so uncomfortable. It's not that they're a not very nice person, it's just I like my personal space, and anybody who knows me knows how much I love my personal space, and how much of a bubble I create around me. So for any of you who don't know me and are going to meet me in the next couple of days, weeks, whenever, beware. Queue jumping is another thing that really ruffles my tail feathers. In this country we've become very accustomed to the art of queuing up, and I have no idea when this must have happened, but this European idea of jumping the queue must have come over at some point, and now it's infecting all of us. Almost. And no, I'm not just talking about the small kids, the old people are just as bad. I don't know what else needs to be said about that, just don't cut in the queue, thanks. My next few things... excuse me. The next few things are only things that annoy me personally, so I'm not sure how much you'll be able to relate to them all. But first of all, people who get on the bus, an completely empty bus, and sit right at the front. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is a rule. It's an unspoken rule. Everyone just knows it when they get on the bus. There's an unspoken rule where when you get on the bus, you go right to the back. Unless you're disabled, you can sit in the front seats. That's absolutely fine. But you get on the bus, you walk all the way to the back and fill up from the back. So what really bugs me is when people get on the bus, a completely empty bus, and sit right at the front and pile in from the front. Me, sticking to the rule, sat all by my lonesome right at the back, will find it very difficult to get off the bus because all their bags are in the gangway, they're all in awkward positions, they've all got their walking sticks in the way. It makes it very difficult for me to exit the bus. And the next thing is when an old person or a disabled person gets on the bus and really needs to sit in the very front seats because that's the best place that they can sit. When someone has already sat in those seats, which are designated disabled and elderly person seats because they need those seats, and those people just remain sitting there, just watching the people struggling to find a seat, knowing that those people need those seats. That really annoys me. And then the final thing is people standing up when there is half a bus left in seats. I don't know what this thing is. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I like my personal space, but when the entire bus is full up of people, and people need to sit down, I really don't mind if someone sits next to me. Because when it comes to getting off the bus, there are so many people in your way that you can't even walk down the aisle to get off the bus. You have to You feel guilty for asking them to move out of your way because they're in your way. It's that tragic. And the thought of inconveniencing someone like that makes it very distressing for a person like me, because I'm a very loving person, caring person, as you can all tell. This is the face of a loving, caring person who doesn't want to inconvenience others because they're in my way. Anyway, rant over, completely over. I should probably mention at this point that I'm not guilty of any of these things, because I've spent so much time on the bus that I've literally learnt every single unspoken rule of the bus you could ever learn. And basically, if you've ever done any of these things, then you're a very, very bad person, and I would not like to have you on my bus. You would not believe the weight I've just lifted off my shoulders. Just ranting about that and talking about it and getting it in the air has made me so happy. If any of you guys who are watching can appreciate exactly what I'm going on about, I'd really appreciate it if you like my video, because I want to start a petition. I should start a petition. I think it's a good idea. Don't ask me what that petition would be called, but I think it would be good. But yeah, like the video, because that would be much appreciated. Liking the video is also a sign that you like me, basically, and you blatantly do. So. That's enough from me today. Bye bye. Have fun lives.